Like the gladiators of the ancient Roman Empire, America has a strong fascination with professional athletes. We crowd modern-day arenas like the ancient Romans and Colosseums to cheer on athletic feats.
Bryant for the lead! Yes! Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers the lead!
To some, professional athletes are revered and worshipped and idolized as demigods. To others, professional athletes are seen as polarizers and divisive to society.
So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
But there is an athlete who is a game changer. In a game described as America's pastime, etched in the traditions and history of this nation. The game is called baseball. One of the most storied franchises in Major League Baseball is the Dodgers. Originally from Brooklyn, New York, the team moved to Los Angeles in 1957. The Dodgers boast many legendary players. They have 18 Rookie of the Years, 13 MVPs, 11 Cy Young winners, and won 6 World Series championships. But out of the collection of legendary heroes that the Dodgers have amassed through its franchise history, there was one that made a significant impact not only to Major League Baseball, but to the whole world. His name is Jackie Robinson. Born in Cairo, Georgia, Robinson and his family relocated just up the freeway here in Los Angeles to Pasadena, California. He was raised by a single mother named Maylie, daughter of a former slave. And he was impacted by the ministry of Pastor Carl Downs, who instilled to him Christian principles that allowed him to be the man who he would become. In the pristine parks of Pasadena is where Robinson honed his skills as a star athlete, first at John Muir High School and then Pasadena City College. His brother Mac was also a star athlete. He won a silver medal in the 1936 Berlin Olympics in the 200-meter sprint, coming in second to the legendary Jesse Owens. In fact, a monument of the Robinson brothers faces Pasadena City Hall. Robinson was also a star football player. In fact, he holds the Rose Bowl record for the longest kickoff return for 104 yards. And from Pasadena, he would go on to UCLA, starring in 4 sports. And when World War II broke out, he joined the United States military, serving as an Army lieutenant. In 1947, he would change society forever when General Manager Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers signed Robinson to a contract to play for the team, thus becoming the first African-American player to desegregate Major League Baseball. Before signing the contract, Branch Rickey warned Robinson what he would endure.
He had to know that he would be called these names and his mother would be attacked, and his ancestry, as I put it.
His only means to fight back was his performance on the field. Called a noble experiment, the expectations and the pressure of an entire people was upon Robinson. If he failed, it would set back the pursuit for equal rights significantly. Robinson was one not to back down in the face of racial injustice. While serving for the United States Army in Fort Hood, Texas during World War II, Robinson was riding the bus in the height of Jim Crow. There, the bus driver thought that Robinson was talking to a white woman. The bus driver told Robinson to get to the back of the bus. Robinson, knowing his rights as an Army officer, refused to get to the back of the bus, and an argument ensued. He was court-martialed, but he won the case. But here, Robinson must subdue his natural tendency to retaliate for the greater good. At the height of the Jim Crow South, certain cities by law refused to have Robinson stay at the team hotel. Certain restaurants refused to serve Robinson, and as his teammates ate inside, he had to eat at the team bus, feeling the separation and alienation from society as he went from city to city.
Well, what was yelled at here? What kind of things
Well, you name them in terms of race, and they were yelled. Everything, it was quite vicious. I think the Philadelphia Phillies, with Ben Chapman, was perhaps the most vicious of any of the people in terms of name-calling.
Of this, Robinson writes, "It hadn't been easy to fight the resentment on other teams, by the team owners or by bigoted fans. The hate mail piled up. There were threats against me and my family and even attempts at physical harm of me." But Robinson's excellence on the field and his self-discipline of not retaliating from the cruel treatment won over his teammates and many fans and transformed society. His skilled defense, His high batting average and blazing speed brought winds of change to American society. Soon more teams added star African-American players as Larry Doby and Dodger teammates Don Newcomb and Roy Campanella joined the league. Robinson also exercised self-discipline off the field. One biographer wrote, "Jack continued, even with his growing fame in the aggressive world of male professional sports, to exert tight self-discipline about alcohol, tobacco, and sex. He adds women were to be respected, and intimacy in the confines of a committed, loving marriage." Just as Robinson exercised self-control on and off the field, so does God desire us to be temperate in all things. And we can be temperate through the power of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is given to us when we ask Him. When we ask for the Holy Spirit, we receive the fruit of the Spirit, which is self-control or temperance. And by having temperance, we have the power that God gives us, that God could deliver us from temptation. A devout Methodist, Robinson loved his wife Rachel dearly. His wife Rachel also loved Robinson dearly and was a source of strength and comfort throughout the many battles that Robinson had to fight throughout his Major League Baseball career. When a woman propositioned Robinson and attempted to seduce him, Robinson responded, "When I married Mrs. Robinson, I exchanged vows to love, honor, and cherish her for the rest of my life." This reflects the divine love of God that beareth all things, hopeth all things, and endureth all things, regardless of the circumstances of life, a sense of devotion and commitment. A love of giving up your desires and your wants for the one that you love, just as Christ gives himself up for the church. Historians credit Robinson for setting the stage for the civil rights movement and the full integration of American society. His mere presence on the field was an indictment against Jim Crow. In fact, Dr. Martin Luther King once told Don Newcomb, a teammate of Robinson, "You'll never know what you and Jackie and Roy Campanella did to make it possible to do my job." Robinson would have a Hall of Fame career, batting .311, winning Rookie of the Year, MVP, and a World Championship. By opening the door for people of color in Major League Baseball, society would change in the span of a generation.
What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron.
On April 15, 1997, 50 years after Robinson first donned the Dodger uniform, Major League Baseball celebrated Robinson's accomplishment by retiring his number 42 from all Major League Baseball teams. Robinson indeed was a game changer. But there is another game changer. This game changer competes in the game of life. His playing field is the hearts of every soul on this earth. And he's desperately trying to win the eternal destinies of our affections. This game changer's name is Jesus. As Robinson endured insult and pain to open doors for many people, so too Christ endured insult, pain, shame, and the death of the cross to open the doors of salvation for all humanity. And by his blood made one all nations to receive the gift of redemption. One man's choice can affect eternally human history. One man's death and resurrection is the game changer. And God has given us the gift of choice today to choose the game changer. And when we choose the game changer, we ourselves can be game changers and be a blessing and to establish a lasting legacy to the human family. Today, we can choose God. We can choose life. We can choose to be a blessing. Why not choose the game changer today?